All right, so welcome. I'm glad you are here. We're going to be talking about toxin-free living and essential oils and how we can really make it a super simple thing in our lives and a really easy transition. Once we kind of know the basics about it all, it does make it really, really simple. So let's get right into it. So my name is Mary Zari. I live in Sussex, New Brunswick, and I'm a yoga teacher. I'm a mom of three. My husband and I homeschool our kids. And yeah, we really love living in a small town, and especially the ability for me to teach people how to use essential oils. So for myself, it really started with because teaching yoga and holding events and things like that, I absolutely know how much different things that come up for people are very much a body, mind, spirit kind of full spectrum thing. And so I was looking for a way to really kind of support my classes and my events in a different way and just kind of add another layer of support, or like another tool to my tool belt, basically, to be able to support my students. So when the opportunity to start using essential oils in my class came to me, it just kind of made sense. And when I started using those oils in my classes, I realized, and once I started understanding more and more the power of essential oils, that these were not just meant for me to have in my studio, they were meant for me to bring home to my family as well. So we've been using oils consistently now for several years, and it's definitely the first thing we turn to. It's like I kind of feel like super mom, because if my kids come to me with a sore belly, or they're not having a good night's sleep, or they're feeling a little bit a little bit of a headache or stuffy or whatever it might be, I know I have an oil that I can use to support that for them. So it's pretty empowering. So the goal of this class is really to empower you, because I love that feeling of feeling empowered, whether it's using them on my children or my students, or just even for myself and different things that I have going on, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, all the things. So that's what I hope to pass on to you. And also touch on, three cool things about oils, three ways to use oils, how we can get them into our homes. And we're really focusing on that idea also of like toxin-free living and what that looks like. So really, there's two major sources of toxins that we're exposed to in our homes. So thinking about this, like we spend a lot of time at home, especially now with what's going on in the world. We're probably home more now than we ever have been in the past. I mean, aside from like way back in the past. But there's two main sources. So we have our household products. So this is thinking about all the cleaners and things that we use like that. Even our Scentsy burners and plugins and all these kind of things that we use in our home. And then we have our personal care products. And this is, our shampoos, our conditioners, our toothpastes, our soaps, our lotions, our skincare products, even our makeup. Really, there's so many things that we put onto our bodies and that we surround ourselves with in our home. So while some companies make products that are safe to eat, so super high quality products that you could ingest, other companies choose to use known human carcinogens or developmental toxins like coal tar and lead acetate when they're making their products. So when risky chemicals are used in cosmetics, the stakes are really, really high. These are not just trace contaminants like those found at parts per million or even parts per billion levels in food and water. These are the base ingredients of many products that we are using. So just like flour would be the main ingredient in bread, these toxins are the main ingredient in a lot of products that we have in our homes. So these chemicals are found in percent levels in personal care products. Nearly all easily penetrate the skin, and some we actually ingest directly from our lips and our hands, depending on what the product might be. So this is pretty crazy if we start to think about it. So this next slide is just kind of opening your mind to, maybe things that you have in your own home. And is your home slowly poisoning you? Because really that's what these toxins are doing when we are surrounding ourselves with them. So thinking of scented candles, anything that has fragrance or perfume in them, listed in the label, you really want to avoid them. So, our candles, fabric softeners, like laundry detergent, using scented warmers, these reed diffusers you can find with artificial scents in them, lotions, even a lot of essential oils out there on the market are adulterated. They're not the same quality as doTERRA at all. So there's a lot of them that actually have fragrances within them, even if they say 100% natural, which is pretty mind-boggling. Our hairsprays and beauty products, perfumes and colognes. We have our cleaning supplies, dryer sheets, air fresheners, and plugins and soaps. As you can see, the list is really long about things that might be slowly poisoning us in our homes. So these toxins that we're being exposed to are oftentimes a huge issue in terms of hormonal disruption, reproductive issues that we might have, allergies, that's another big one, headaches that you're experiencing. They can cause DNA damage and even like respiratory issues as well. So as you can see, it's quite a broad spectrum of things. So many times we're like, oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm suffering from headaches so much. Maybe it's something I'm eating. Maybe I'm not getting enough water. Maybe it's just something that is in your home that you're being exposed to and you don't realize it. I know a friend of mine, even it was her deodorant. She was using this deodorant for, however long, and she kept getting headaches. And I think it was her husband who said, what about that deodorant you're using? Why don't you just stop that for a little bit? It seems kind of like it has a strong scent to it. Why don't you stop and just see what happens? And it was like, then her headaches mysteriously disappeared. So it's quite, it's not an uncommon thing for us to have a lot of these side effects. So let's start talking about 3 cool things about oils. So the first cool thing, I'm really talking about doTERRA when I'm speaking about oils here. So the first cool thing about doTERRA's oils is that they are 100% safe and natural. So they don't have side effects. They don't have addictions that come along with them. They're not going to give us headaches. They're not going to disrupt our hormones. They're not going to give us allergies. They're not going to be doing these things because they are extracts from plants and they have incredible health benefits, and they can actually support us with a lot of those issues that I was just mentioning. They're 50 to 70% more powerful than herbs are most times. And doTERRA's oils are certified pure tested grade. So this means they go through really rigorous testing by the company and third-party testing as well. And this is ensuring that they are absolutely pure. There's nothing added to them and there's nothing taken away, and they are absolutely potent. Okay, so I'll get into the potency and what that means in a little bit. But for now, let's just talk about peppermint for a moment. Peppermint is an incredible oil that can be used in many different little, recipes in your home to, replace different things that maybe you're using that might be toxic. So it is a cleansing oil. You could use it that way. It does help to really promote clear breath. So this is one, if you do tend to, suffer from feeling, allergy season or things like that, this is a really great one to help open up the respiratory system. It's helpful in relieving head tension. So this is a great one if you do, for myself, we don't have fragrances in our homes. We don't use those type of things in our homes anymore. And the more you kind of remove yourself from them, the more you really notice how intense they can be. So, if I'm out and about in someone else's space, or even standing beside somebody at the bank and they have a perfume on and it starts to give me a headache because of how intense it is and those chemicals, I can grab for my peppermint that I usually have in my bag with me and just put a little on my thumb, press it to the roof of my mouth, put a little bit on my temples, and help to relieve that headache very, very quickly and very effectively. Peppermint's also so energizing. So it's one of my favorite oils that we use all the time. So essential oils, the second cool thing is that they are more effective. So if we think about our body and, basically our body is made up of a bunch of cells, which are like little machines in our body. And each of those cells has this fatty membrane around it. And that really is a protective barrier that keeps anything bad from getting in and all the good things within the cell from getting out. And each little cell is like this little machine basically. And, so when we have something like a bacterial infection coming in, it really starts attacking the outside of the cell. And that's why we can use things like antibiotics to treat them, because they can get at that bacteria and help it to go away. But when we have something bigger that's kind of working inside the cell, say a virus, it gets into the cell, and from within the cell, our water soluble medications, like most of our modern approaches to healthcare are water soluble. It can't penetrate through that oily membrane and get to the root and into the center of that cell. So this is very much unlike our essential oils, which are oil soluble. So they can indeed penetrate through and get to the root cause, get into that cell and work its magic inside and really like work on that machine from the inside out, which is pretty powerful. So one of my favorite oils again is On Guard, and this is one that personally we use every day in our homes, and we use it several different ways. So one is just to strengthen our immune system. It is an antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal essential oil. So we use this every night before bed, roll it on the soles of our feet, just to keep our immune system really strong. And a really important key thing to think about having a strong immune system is that also, you're less apt to react to different things as well. So say like, for instance, seasonal allergies, you're less apt to react to these threats that are coming at us when our body has a really strong immune response. So the other thing we love using our On Guard for, coming back to toxic exposure, this is a huge one in our house. This like replaces our toxic cleaning products basically because of the properties that it has. It's so cleansing. This is one that we will use to clean our floors with, to clean our bathroom with, to clean our sinks and countertops with, to purify our air with. It's basically an all across the board amazing cleaner, and it smells fantastic. It has this cinnamon and clove and wild orange. It's almost the smell of like Christmas in a bottle. It's absolutely beautiful. And personally, I'm the kind of mom who really loves teaching my kids how to be functioning human beings. So engaging them in household chores and help, showing them how to clean a bathroom properly and how to do, how to mop the floors and do things like this. I love being able to use my essential oils instead of toxic chemicals, because I don't feel like, oh, get out of here, I'm cleaning the bathroom, it's really toxic in here, I don't want you in here. It's like, no, here's the spray bottle, go to it, go clean the bathroom, right? So it's pretty powerful. Yeah, pretty powerful tool, and awesome knowing that it's actually good for us and not the opposite side of that coin. So the other cool thing about essential oils is that they are more affordable. So when we think about, we can go back to On Guard, for instance. I'm not just using On Guards to clean my house with. No, I'm using it for a whole bunch of other things. So that's not just sitting there for me to mix up my, DIY spray bottles or cleaners or whatever it is I'm using it for. As I said, I'm using it to support my immune system. I'm using it to swish around in my mouth if I'm feeling like my oral hygiene needs a little bit of a boost. I'm using it if I feel I have a bit of a scratchy throat and I want to gargle with it to help remedy that. There's, a million things that we use our On Guard for every day. So it's not just going to sit there and wait for that one time that I need to use it. Much like lavender oil. Lavender oil is another one that is, absolutely incredible for a bazillion different uses in the home and on the person basically. So it's very calming. So I know, many people will try to support a better night's sleep using different things, like maybe it's taking melatonin, or maybe it's even using sleeping pills or things like that. There's natural ways that we can instead support our body to have a good night's sleep. We can use lavender oil for the skin. It's beautiful and so soothing for the skin. So instead of buying some toxic lotions to put onto the body, we can make our own little really super simple salves using essential oils like lavender. Even just using some coconut oil and lavender is so good for your skin. It doesn't have to be complicated. We can make pretty elaborate recipes, but we can also just keep things really, really simple. Getting back to that, I talked about using peppermint during seasonal threats. We can also use lavender with the peppermint during seasonal threats. Actually, lemon, lavender, and peppermint together are incredible for helping to open up the airways and bring down that inflammation that we get during this time of the year when those seasonal threats and seasonal discomforts are really high. So you can see, how many ways did I tell you we can use this lavender oil? A whole bunch, right? So it's not just sitting there waiting for just one opportunity or one specific thing. It's being used in an array of different ways around the home. So many times we can use, our oils, like one drop is going to do it. And many times there's just pennies a drop. So we can save a lot of money within a, the year on, medical costs, or even just like costs within your home in terms of like, well, I'm making this now instead of buying this to clean my home with. So it's quite powerful. And really, if we're getting back to that root cause and helping to remove toxins from our lifestyle and making our own little cleaners and doing things like that, then maybe we're not going to be experiencing headaches, and we're not going to be experiencing all these allergies as much. We're not going to be experiencing all these other things. So there, we're not, spending money on our allergy medication or our Advil for our headaches or all those kind of things, right? Like it all kind of comes back full circle. So those are the three cool things rather about doTERRA's oils. They are safe, they're effective, and they are affordable. Did you have any questions there before I keep going, Carla? We're good.
I'm doing good.
Okay, awesome. Let's keep.
I'm looking at all my medications sitting behind.
Okay, awesome. Opening up your mind a little bit, right?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, so there's three ways we can use essential oils. The first way is aromatically. So this is one of the best ways to use them, especially if you're really looking to cleanse the air in your space. Even a home, our homes themselves, especially if it's like a newer home, there's a lot of kind of like off gases and things like that come from the new flooring that we just put in, or from the new, all these new materials that they make. So being able to have something that's going to help to purify your air is really powerful. So having a diffuser is an incredible way to do that. It helps to also just kind of shift the mood of the space that you're in. So shifting the mood of everybody that's in it as well. Putting, I mentioned On Guard already. On Guard in the diffuser is a great way to purify the air. But even just, putting a drop in your palms, rubbing them together and taking some nice deep breaths. This is another great way to really gain the aromatic benefits of using essential oils. So I'll touch on this, in a moment, on really how it can be used for supporting a toxin-free life. But just in general, when we are using oils aromatically, we're smelling them. Our olfactory nerve here, just above the bridge of the nose, is taking that information and sending it to the limbic brain. And the limbic brain is then taking that information and sending signals throughout the body. So say it was, we're smelling something calming like lavender oil. That information is being received. The brain says, oh, this is relaxing. And then the signals are sent through the body to help it begin to relax. So aromatic use is actually really, really powerful in helping to affect our mood, like so quickly. It's quite impressive. And then also the respiratory system. I don't have peppermint, but I have a, spearmint right here, which is also great for the respiratory system. So me just putting a drop in my palms, rubbing my hands together and taking some nice deep breaths helps to open up my airways, clears out my nose, my sinuses, opens up my lungs. It really helps to support that nice, clear breath. So some ways that we could replace some things in our homes, like scented candles and Scentsy burners and perfumes and toxic cleaners, would be using our oils aromatically, right? So we can, instead of having Scentsy burners and candles, we can put our diffuser on. Instead of putting perfumes onto the body, we can be using those, on ourselves. I guess that's a little more topical, but same idea. I often like putting it into my hair, which kind of just gives that aromatic effect. Removing those toxic cleaners and using these other cleaners is incredible, because you can really kind of play with what type of smell you want. A lot of oils are very cleansing, so you can mix and match and play with them, and depending on the season, kind of play with different smells that just kind of make you feel good depending on what season it is. So it's a really cool way to use the oils. So lemon oil, this is another one that's fantastic for cleaning your space. So this one I do love to diffuse, say like in my kitchen after after I've cooked, just to help kind of freshen up the air, get it smelling nice and fresh again. This is a great one in many, many different DIY cleaning recipes, like, super easy window wash is water, vinegar, and lemon oil. Yeah, it's super, super cleansing. So many different DIY cleaning recipes have lemon oil in them. So the second way we can use oils is topically. So applying this to a localized area, which really helps to support maybe like pain and discomfort in that area. Using a carrier oil is best just because it helps your body to absorb the oil faster, but it's not necessary. Okay, you can put most of these oils on without diluting them, as long as it's not a hot oil. So something like cinnamon or clove or oregano, oils like that would be considered hot. So your skin is a little more sensitive to them. But otherwise, you can put them on neat. But when we do dilute them, the body absorbs more. And when we dilute them and put them on and cover up the area, it absorbs even more, up to about 75%, as opposed to 10% without covering it. So it definitely pays to dilute your oils a little bit. And the best places for us to put our oils really is any kind of area where the skin is thin and over your pulse points. That's a great place. Soles of the feet is another incredible place to put the oils. So, I mentioned we put On Guard on the soles of our feet every night before bed. When you put that oil on, your body absorbs it into your bloodstream in about 5 minutes. Within about 20 minutes, it's made its way to every cell in your body and supporting you on that cellular level. It's amazing. So some ways that we could think about using oils topically, again, if we kind of get back to this idea of shifting away from toxic products like scented lotions, shampoos, deodorants, soaps, all these things have so many fragrances in them, and they're really absorbing into our bodies and are doing a lot of, causing a lot of harm in the background. So we can very easily kind of transition away from a lot of these and very easily make our own or find better solutions. For instance, doTERRA, they're not just an essential oil company, they are a wellness lifestyle company, basically. So they do make many different products, including, natural cleaners and shampoos and deodorants and things like that. So if you're really not a DIY person, that's okay. Not, toxin-free living can still be for you. It just might not be, as much of a DIY kind of lifestyle as getting some good products from a trusted company type of lifestyle. And that's totally fine. I'm kind of like a half and half kind of girl. So tea tree oil is incredible. Many people will use this for their skin. They'll use this in shampoos and things like that. Even just for the face, instead of using a lot of acne medication can be really toxic as well. So using tea tree to spot treat pimples and things like that, or make your own face washes and toners, and lemon oil even is really great for making toners. So there's 100 ways that you can use tea tree oil topically on your person to support that toxin-free lifestyle. And then the last way is internal. So we can take oils internally in a little bit of water. We can take them in a full glass of water if you just really want to kind of encourage yourself to drink more water. Many people will take a drop under the tongue. We have a gland here under the tongue where the oils quickly absorb into the bloodstream. And then also we can put them into a little veggie cap. If we don't want to taste the oils, but we want to get the benefits of them, we can just open up our veggie cap, put them in, close it up, pop it down, and away you go. So why do we want to use oils internally? Well, there's many reasons. They can help to really support the body in cleansing. It can help to support anti-inflammatory, so a lot of discomfort even. We can use this to support digestive upsets and things like that internally. So we could think, instead of drinking pop, which is, sugar is absolutely, a toxin to the human body. We can, instead of having that, we might be able to put some yummy oils into even like a club soda, or if you have a soda stream, you can make your own little bubbly water and add essential oils to it. So you're still getting this yummy flavored, but naturally flavored beverage. That's a nice alternative to drinking your pop. I know my kids, well, my kids, my husband, we all have been really loving our soda stream and our oil combos. Um, it- it's pretty yummy. So we can also, think about medications that we take just without even thinking about it. But there could be alternatives we could take instead using our essential oils, right? So if you like have upset
Yes.
stomach kind of things or heartburn and stuff like that, and you take Tums a lot, which over time aren't the best thing for our body, kind of disrupts that natural, the body's natural balance, we can use certain oils instead to support digestion and heartburn and indigestion and things like that. Instead of taking ibuprofen when you have a headache, we can use our peppermint oil, or instead of taking ibuprofen for maybe discomfort you have in your body and inflammation, we can use other oils like copaiba and frankincense instead, which again aren't going to have the same aren't going to have side effects like ibuprofen does. It's really not good for our stomachs or our liver or our kidneys and things like that, right? So, and then also artificial flavors. That's another one that we eat without even realizing the implications of it. So we can use essential oils to flavor things, like I mentioned, bubbly water, but I love putting wild orange oil into, if I just get a plain yogurt, I'll put, wild orange into that, put a little granola on top. It's so delicious. It's so easy. And then I'm also getting the benefit of taking that oil internally. It's helping to boost my immune system. It's helping to aid in digestion. It's very supportive of what was I going to say? Digestion. Anyway, it's all good. There's more good things about. Oh, it helps the body to cleanse. That's what I was trying to get at. So a million ways we can use wild orange oil, and that is just one of them. But yeah, so these are ways we can use our oils aromatically, topically, and internally to support that toxin-free lifestyle. So just a couple other ideas here. Some other ideas on how you can use oils aromatically in your home. These are just a couple of spring cleaning essential oil recipes. Okay, so for instance, maybe your carpet needs a refresh. You can very simply use baking soda and a couple of oils like maybe Purify and lavender. You just combine this, sprinkle it on your carpet, leave it for a couple of hours to do its work, and then vacuum it up. And so you have this beautiful scent in your home. It's going to take away the nasty smells that were maybe lingering in your rug and just freshen it right up. And you get to enjoy the benefits of those oils aromatically. As I mentioned, we can easily mix up little cleaners. For instance, a glass cleaner, like I mentioned, lemon, vinegar, and water. A lot of people use vinegar to clean their homes with, but then your house smells like vinegar. So we can use the essential oils, which are also very powerful and cleansing, but it kind of overrides that vinegar smell. So you have this beautiful, fresh, lemony smell instead. So just a couple of ideas there. Ways we can use oils topically, just a super simple DIY deodorant recipe, right? Deodorant isn't as bad as antiperspirants. They really kind of like clog up the body. We get the aluminum, all the things like that. But there are many deodorants on the market that are also full of other things within them and fragrances as well. So you can see this one is coconut oil, cornstarch, baking soda, and then a few different oils like lemon melaleuca, which is tea tree, frankincense, lavender, and Purify. And it works. It works. It's amazing. All these oils have their own little ways of like working with the body and killing off different bacteria and things like that to really make you smell nice and fresh. And one more idea for taking oils internally. Maybe, you struggle with cough and cold through the winter time or early spring and fall. This is a nice alternative to buying off the shelf cough syrup, which often has food coloring and a whole bunch of other stuff in there that's not great for us. So this is super simple: honey, lavender, lemon, on guard, frankincense, and peppermint. And you can take it every few hours to help remedy a cough. So why doTERRA? Now, I mentioned that doTERRA is different than any other essential oil company out there, and there's a couple of reasons why. One is that they realized when they were becoming a company that there was a need for a higher standard, and they were the ones who wanted to create that. So 100% pure essential oils often doesn't mean that there's actually 100% pure essential oils in that bottle. So if you have some bottles of oils at home, maybe you got them from Winners or from the grocery store or something, they probably say that on the bottle, but you actually only legally need to have 7% pure essential oil in that bottle to make that claim. So what's the other 93%? You don't know. There's oftentimes fragrances and synthetics. Maybe they're diluted. They're probably not well tested, and they're sourced in ways that really negatively impact people across the world, across the globe. So when doTERRA says that their oils are 100% pure, they are in fact making that claim because it's true. They have rigorous testing, like I mentioned. They have third-party testing, so you know that there's no harmful synthetics, there's no contaminants, there's nothing that's been added or taken away from that oil. And again, they really hold values around quality, purity, sustainability, and fair trade practices. So fair trade practices, this is another reason that doTERRA is so different. So what they do, instead of having fields or farms that they plant things in and harvest them and, you know, away they go, they've bought the land, they hire a few people to look after it, and they can make the oils. They could do that. They're a big company, they have the resources to do that. But they realized they wanted to be able to help the most, you know, make the most global impact possible, not just for the consumer who's using the pure potent oils, but for the people that are actually growing the plants and harvesting them as well. So this is where co-impact sourcing comes into play. So co-impact sourcing means that doTERRA is going across the globe, finding areas in which the climate is ideal for specific plants to grow. Maybe they're just connecting with the people there locally, and these people are wildcrafting these plants for them, or they are indeed, you know, planting fields like in their backyard kind of thing. And looking after them and harvesting them, and away they go. So this is what makes doTERRA's oils not only pure, but potent. The potency of it is because they're grown in the ideal climate, which helps to produce the maximum therapeutic benefit for that oil. And then it also is providing jobs, education, and really practical needs to these people, oftentimes in developing countries. About 2/3 of the countries they work with are developing countries. So I encourage you to go check out, it's called source2u.com, or even just like on YouTube, you know, type in doTERRA co-impact sourcing or doTERRA Healing Hands Foundation. This is their charity that is 100% all the administrative fees. Anything it costs to run the Healing Hands Foundation is paid for by doTERRA. So anything that is coming in donation wise, it is going straight to where it's meant to go. This is putting in wells for people in these countries so they don't have to walk 2 hours a day to get water. It's helping to put in medical clinics for these people so they don't have to drive 12 hours to have their child looked after. It's putting in schools in these people's areas. If, you know, again, if this is what these people are wanting, this is a really cool thing about doTERRA too. It's like they're so hands-on with these communities that they work with. It's really like, what do you guys need to feel supported, to feel like, you know, you can thrive as a community. So again, go check out those videos or source2u.com, and you can get more on this, but it's such a beautiful side of doTERRA that really just resonates with my heart big time. Do you have any questions before we keep going? Good. All right. So think about this for a second. What are your top 3 health concerns? Okay. As you think about those 3 health concerns, maybe it's, you know, seasonal discomforts, maybe it is headaches, maybe it is not sleeping well, whatever it might be, digestion. So as you think of these things, allow yourself the chance to just imagine what life would be like without them. Imagine if they weren't an issue anymore. Imagine if, you know, even if they did pop up here once in a while, you had something that you could use to remedy it really quickly and effectively without side effects. So just imagining that, how fantastic would that feel? How fantastic would that be? Okay, I'm going to touch on just a couple last oils here. As I mentioned, we talked about like using Tums and things like that that really disrupt the body's balance. So Zengest is an incredible oil that really helps to support digestion, indigestion, upset stomachs or diarrhea, even constipation, like all across the board, anything related to this kind of issue that's happening within. It's one also that can be used over the sinuses if you do experience some, head tension, sinus issues, especially this time of the year. It can be used for that as well. Deep Blue. Now this is one we talked about, the taking anti-inflammatories and ibuprofen and things like that, and the side effects that come from doing that. We can lean on our oils to help support discomforts in the body as well. So Deep Blue oil is one absolutely that is great for any type of like muscle aches and pains and joint issues and things like that. Even using this topically over these areas can help to really encourage more blood flow and help to bring down the inflammation and things like that in these areas too. So this is one that I love using. They also have a rub variation of it, which I personally adore. Easy Air or Breathe. So in the US, it's Breathe. Here in Canada, it's Easy Air. This is one that is also very purifying for the air, wonderful for the respiratory system, a great one for anyone who does suffer from respiratory issues this time of the year, seasonal discomforts, even people who suffer with asthma, things like that. As we learned, our toxins that we're exposed to can very much affect the respiratory system. So this can be a really huge relief to a lot of people who struggle with that. This one you can use aromatically, you can use it topically, and it's wonderful for opening up the airways. So this one is called Adaptive. Now, again, a big thing is, people like their homes to smell nice. Sometimes people use these scentsy burners because they just want their home to have a nice smell to it. So Adaptive has this beautiful smell to it. It's actually really like doTERRA's mental wellness blend. It has wild orange and lavender and a few different oils that come together just to create this really beautiful blend, but it's also supporting us in a really big way in helping to reduce our stress levels. And whenever our stress levels are reduced, this is also affecting our body in a really, really big way as well. Our immune system isn't so much on edge. Our nervous system is much calmer. Our body isn't reacting so intensely and so quickly to a lot of different things. So having this really healthy stress management is really, really important. So Adaptive can give us that. We can use it topically and, as I said, aromatically, and it's an incredible, incredible oil. Balance would be another one. Again, if we're talking about stress management or like even sleep wise, these are both Adaptive and Balance, both beautiful oils to help support that. And again, it's all about like leaning away from different things. Like I know many people who maybe take medication for depression or for anxiety and things like that, but they really want to try and get away from that and look for something more natural. And so, oils like this could definitely support one in kind of moving toward those more natural ways of supporting oneself. Now, copaiba, this is another one we talked about, using Deep Blue for pain in the body. We can use copaiba as a natural way to relieve pain and support the inflammatory response in the body. It's another great one that's amazing for stress management and bringing down calming the nervous system so we don't feel as worried or anxious and things like that. It's great for sleep, all the things in that respect. So this is definitely one that we use all the time in my house too. So really when we think about like all the things that might come from having toxins in our homes, anything we can do even to help with our stress levels and to support our immune system are going to help with that. It's definitely, wise to remove the toxins from our homes as well, but being able to support ourselves in these other two ways is really important too. And again, when it comes to, allergies and things like that, or seasonal discomforts, making sure that our stress levels and our immune system is strong is really important. Okay, so this is something that personally I feel really helps in all of these aspects. So when we, try to eat healthy, it's oftentimes a real challenge. We can't always get everything our body needs. Even if we try really, really hard, it's hard to fill in all those gaps in our nutritional in our diet. So what this is called LLV, this is doTERRA's Lifelong Vitality. It's actually their number one product. This supports the immune system. This supports your stress management. This supports a healthy inflammatory response. It supports your eye, brain, and nervous system, your liver function, and your digestive health. It supports more energy and less discomfort, your antioxidant and DNA protection. It really is this like full spectrum support for your body and just creates this really powerful foundation for you to start kind of like building upon. So this little beautiful set includes your whole food multivitamin and mineral. It includes your antioxidant, cellular energy, and longevity in your alpha CRS plus, and then your Z omegas. This is your omega-3, 6, 9 fatty acids and 9 essential oils. So all things that we need to support a really healthy body. Now, for myself, I didn't think that I slept poorly until I started taking these, and I started sleeping like a rock. That was my hugest thing coming from this. And then I also found that on the other side of the coin, I had so much more energy through the day. But I do know so many people who take this, and all of a sudden, they're not reacting as much to like outside threats as they once were. They're feeling like less discomfort in their body. They're feeling their digestive health is better. There's so many things that come from taking these. It's incredible. And one of the coolest things is that it's their number one product, as I mentioned. So you actually can try these out for 30 days. And if you don't find they make a difference for you, then you can get your money back just like that. Okay, so I just wanted to share a couple little stories with you about just a couple of little testimonials here. So this one here I felt was kind of interesting. So for many years before I met my, I think it's coworker, I was taking Allegra for my spring pollen allergies. But one thing Planned Parenthood told me was to be careful that my birth control pills would temporarily stop working as I would be taking Allegra daily until spring ended. Every year the doctor was correct, having proof of a period during my non-period pills during springtime. So my coworker introduced me to doTERRA's Tri-E soft gels. This is a combination of lemon, lavender, and peppermint. I kind of touched on this already. But my birth control has not failed during springtime this year and last year and has helped me battle the seasonal pollen. So this is really interesting. As I said, so many things we take, we don't even realize have huge side effects with them, or they're pretty toxic to the body. So like, who even knew that taking allergy medication could affect your your struggles in trying to be oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Be proactive about trying to be on top of not getting pregnant. So pretty crazy. Here's another one. So I suffered from chronic pain after two surgeries. I was on a slew of opioid pills and patches for 2 years, giving me minimal relief. Within 2 weeks of incorporating Copaiba into my daily protocol, I literally forgot to take my pain meds and have never looked back. I haven't taken any prescription pain meds since 2017. Okay, there's tons of stories like this from so many people with who were struggling with so many different things, and they've found these natural solutions to help them. It's just incredible. So right now I'm just going to touch on the 3 ways to purchase oils, because I feel like sharing this information with you is like dangling a carrot in your face and then like not telling you how to get them for yourself to support you and your body is just like not cool. So there's 3 ways you can purchase doTERRA, and the first is retail. This is the most expensive way, and it's really like the least effective way to go about it because you really don't get a lot of support with it, and you're paying the most for the product. The second way is wholesale. You can consider this your Healthy Costco card. In Canada, we pay $42 for this membership for your own account, and then you're looking at getting a 25% off of the retail price, which is wholesale price, and you get some member perks that come along with it, and I'll tell you what those are in a moment. But really the most effective, like the smartest way to get your oils is below wholesale prices. And we do this by starting with one of their little starter packages. These little starter packages have everything you would need to really help you start living that wellness lifestyle, help you to start living that toxin-free lifestyle, whether that's, in your home, cleaning wise, on your body, and then also like emotional wellness and all the things we kind of touched on, pain and sleep and digestion. You have a little something to deal with those things as they come up when you start with one of these little packages. So it's the best way to go about it. You don't have to pay that $42. That gets waived when you start with one of these little kits. So it's definitely the best way to go. So the member perks that come along with doing the wholesale, the second way or the third way below wholesale, is that you get a welcome package, a little gift pack that just kind of helps you to have a little bit of more information, a couple of little samples to try, a couple of roller bottles. Just depends on who your person is, but that's what I like to give, and just something to have to guide you how to make some roller balls for yourself, how to make some diffuser blends and things like that. So some great little information. It also comes with one-on-one personal consultation. So I know this might seem like a lot of information, like where do I start? How do I actually implement this into my daily life? That's what I'm here for. So we connect when you get your oils. I show you, step by step, you're going to use this oil for this, or you're struggling with this. Okay, we're going to use this, and this in the morning and night, and so on and so forth. It's a way for you to really I become your guide and show you how to create a routine to support your needs. You also get access to our VIP education group, which is amazing. And we have lots of fun community stuff going on and giveaways and events, and actually always ongoing support. So I'm just going to show you a couple of options. These are not all of the starter options. These are just a couple. This is my favorite. This is the Healthy Essentials Kit. This one comes with a beautiful diffuser, which in my mind, you got to have a diffuser in your home, if only one. Like personally, I feel like I could use more, and I have like 5. And this has most of the oils we talked about. It has the adaptive for mental wellness. It has your lavender, lemon, and peppermint. So if you're struggling with seasonal discomforts and things like that. We have our balance, another great one for relieving, stress and anxiety and things like this. Lemon oil, remember, is great for cleaning. We have Breathe, which is our respiratory blend, Zengest, which is our digestive blend. We have On Guard, fantastic for the immune system and cleaning. We have our Deep Blue and Copaiba, both great for pain, discomfort, inflammation, and things like that. This one, again, is beautiful and incredible. It also, because I'm taking part in what's called Diamond Club, would come with an extra free oil called Citrus Bliss, okay? So another option is the Healthy Start Kit. This one has it's a bit of a smaller diffuser, but equally as lovely. And these oils are all 5 ml bottles. So they're smaller size. So you can kind of like test them out and see what really resonates with you the most. This one has the Zengest, oregano, one we didn't talk about, but great, a natural antibiotic. On Guard, Easy Air, your Deep Blue, peppermint, lavender, lemon, tea tree, and also frankincense. Frankincense is a great one for skin and cell regeneration and just overall general calming. It's beautiful. So this one also would come with another free oil called Citrus Bliss, a full 15 ml size, because it is over 100 points, again, through my Diamond Club promotion. And then this is the newest kit we have. These ones are also little 5 ml bottles. This is like an etched glass diffuser. It's beautiful. It's called the La Luz diffuser. And this is an interesting collection of oils. So it has Northern Escape. So this is like walking through the forest, really beautiful and also very purifying, great for cleaning. Has your On Guard, which is great for cleaning, as we learned. Peppermint, Adaptive, and Easy Air. Okay, we learned about Wild Orange, how it's great for supporting the body and cleansing and also cleaning and purifying. This one comes with Serenity. This is a great nighttime oil or just general stress management oil. Balance, Cheer, which is a very uplifting, mood boosting oil, and Citrus Bloom, another one that's great in the diffuser and really supportive of just boosting the mood. So this one also would come with another free citrus bliss because of my Diamond Club promotion. So those are the only ones I'm going to touch on today, but I am happy to go through the others if you want to learn what other options are available. Some of them do come with the supplements I mentioned. Some of them do come with, if you're really looking to change your lifestyle up like 360, some of them come with the shampoo and conditioner. They come with, you know, the cleaners and more like products that you would use to replace more toxic things in your home. So if you got something that was over 300 points, you would actually get both of these oils with it, Citrus Bliss and Adaptive. So I love teaching classes. You've probably noticed I'm pretty passionate about what I do. So I love letting you know that if you have been sitting here thinking like, oh shoot, I wish I'd invited my mom along or my sister along or my coworker along, that's something that we can absolutely do. Just connect with me and I'm happy to pick a date with you and we can host your own little class with your own friends and your own family and we can teach them all about essential oils. So the last thing I wanted to mention is that there are 3 types of people in doTERRA. The first type are the people who like to live the wellness lifestyle. People who are like, okay, I feel like I just want to get rid of these toxins in my home. I want to live a more natural lifestyle and I'm excited to do that. And they're like in it. Okay, so that's the first type. And that's kind of like where I started personally. The second type are those who want to share oils. So this is somebody who, you know, as I said, maybe you're sitting here thinking like, oh shoot, I wish my mom was here. I wish my sister was here. I wish my whoever was here. They struggle with all this stuff. They could really use these oils. That's someone who wants to share. And there's different ways to share. Maybe it's just hosting a class. It can be a little bit more than that, but there's even opportunity for you to get your own oils paid for, which is pretty awesome. And I like to think of that as, you know, free healthcare. And then there's people like myself who realize that they really want to make an impact in the world. And this is a really powerful way to do it. They resonate with what doTERRA is and what they stand for. And they want to really stand, like link arms with people who see that vision as well. And this is someone who wants to really build a business, earn an income, and yeah, make big waves in the world. So if that's, you know, any of these kind of resonate with you and you want to talk more about them, I'm happy to do that. We're always having little sharing or webinars where you can learn a little bit more about what that means. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there because you never know. Sometimes people absolutely do not love what they do and they're looking for something different. And personally, I'm just like, I absolutely love what I do. I have a beautiful team. We connect in so many different ways and have so much great support from each other. It's so awesome. Such a great community. All right, so that's my little jam for today. I'd love to hear your questions and connect with you. You can, you know, shoot me a message. I'd love to chat about what would really be best for you to support you. We just had our oil camp, so you just missed an incredible event in our collective learning library for our members only, but we do have another one coming up, another event coming up here on the 19th. So next week, it's going to be fantastic, but you have to be a member to take part. So yeah, let's get connected and get you going so you can jump in on what's going on in our team. So I just again wanted to say thank you so much for being here. It's been a real pleasure to share this with you. And I hope this has been helpful. And I just wanted to open it up to any questions that you have. I did stop recording here. Oh, no, I didn't. I'm going to stop recording now.